What's up, everybody? We're just going to give it a minute here for folks to be able to join us. Live again coming through Augusta, Maine, home of Robert Robinson. We've got a little bit of an update there. We've got some update on the hearsay about Joseph Martelli. I get a lot of questions about these guys. We stopped covering them quite some time ago. Maybe a little bit more with Joseph Martelli. We still cover Robert Robinson, but we do get a lot of questions about whatever happened with them. So I'm happy to give you a little bit of an update. I'm even going to bring you by where Robert Robinson is living now. Bear with me here just a second. I gotta work my way through traffic here. I'm gonna get myself parked. Uh-oh. I think we actually got some kind of accident up here. Seems like anytime I go through Augusta, Maine, something's messed up. Oh, yeah. So, I guess we'll start with, we're moving here. Maybe no accident, I don't know. We're going to start with Joseph Martelli. So, I'm sure there's several of you folks that are not familiar with the whole back and forth between Robert Robertson and Joseph Martelli, and of course me going after Robert Robertson and Joseph Martelli about being creeps. So basically, those two had like an epic hatred for each other and made a bunch of videos about each other. I actually found out about Joseph Martelli through doing my research on Robert Robinson. And it turned out that Joseph Martelli was just as much of a creep, maybe in a different way, certainly in a different way, but just as creepy of a dude. He would put up videos of like burning the gay flag and telling gay teenagers that they might as well kill themselves for being gay. Now, this is somebody that claims to be a devout Christian, and certainly is not. At least not to my best understanding of it. But Joseph Martelli got called out several times, and one of them was actually by none other than Robert Robertson here in Augusta, Maine. And believe it or not, Joseph Martelli actually ran away from Robert Robinson. Funniest thing I've ever seen. Anyhow, he kept harassing this like 15-year-old girl from out west, and just kept going and going and going, and even found her social media platforms and harassed her on there. Anyhow, we called him out in a big kind of way, and then he went on to make videos about me and talking horrible things about my family, wishing awful things would happen to my children, all kinds of craziness. So, long story short, we ended up going out to Niagara Falls, New York, where Joseph Martelli's from, and I asked him, gave him the opportunity if he wanted to say any of those things to my face, and he just ran again, much like he did with Robert Robertson. Or another good example would be the Drunken Peasants. Joseph showed up to one of their public meetups and tried to play Mr. Tough Guy, ended up literally running away as fast as he could. So anyhow, where is Joseph Martelli now? From what we understand, Joseph Martelli actually almost got arrested. His grandmother and his mother were able to get him to drop the charges, but a short time later, I'm not sure if related or unrelated, he got put into a mental institution. He's got somebody, I guess, running his YouTube for him, putting up stuff. But that's what I heard. That's what I heard, and that's from like a inside family source. And then I heard it again on Raging Rob's channel. So I guess apparently his grandmother must have had enough. Joseph Martelli, literally one of the things he likes to say is how much better he is than everybody that watches his channel. And the funny thing about this is that the guy actually lived, or possibly even lives, I don't even know, but in his grandmother's basement, most literally. The guy's crazy. I don't know. I can't put it in good words for you guys. You'll have to look it up. I know he removed a lot of the real bad stuff, or YouTube made him take it down. I'm not sure which. But if you look him up, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Good old Augusta, Maine. The first time I shot a video in this town was over Robert Robertson. We came across him online, found that he actually lived kind of close to us. So we started watching, his YouTube footprint, what he was putting up from all the, literally probably 50 channels that he had going at once. And a lot of it started having to do with basically spying on and taking creeper shots of underage kids in public. So we went to all of the places that we could identify in the pictures and let them know about Robert Robertson. Let them know where they could find these images online to kind of, validate what it is that we were saying. And apparently they were able to get in touch with some of the victims. And when that happened, the whole story went national. I mean, the Robert Robertson thing was literally national news. Like HLN, Boston Globe, everywhere. And of course, all the local media coverage on it. Well, at the time, it turned out that despite the fact that what he was doing was absolutely fucking disgusting, it turned out that it was legal because he was getting these images in public. And that's basically covered by your First Amendment. There wasn't really much they could do about it. Well, thankfully, Matt Poulin was able to put together some emergency legislation that changed that as far as convicted sex offenders go and being able to take pictures of children in public. So the way the new law works is that if you are a convicted sex offender, you cannot take pictures of children for any reason. It doesn't really matter. You have to have the consent of the parent, and no parent in the world is going to give, I would hope not, give these creeps the ability to take pictures of their children in public. So we were pretty happy about that legislation. But, we kept going on the Robert Robertson thing, regardless of whether it was legal or not. It was simply fucking disgusting. So we kept going on it. And we came across some other videos that had to do with him claiming to have had sex with a young lady's ponytail while she was passed out on mushrooms. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think that might have been part of what gave the police, probable cause to go ahead and raid his house, take all of his, computers, phones, cameras, so on and so forth. And when they did that, lo and behold, they found child pornography. So right now, Robert Robertson, as many of you know, some of you may not, is sitting in jail. And he's been there for, since I think September. And he's been having his court appearances. We missed this last one. We made it to the one before that. But we did miss this last one. There's another one coming up on March 12th. And that's basically one more, I forget what they call it. But basically it's where the judges, the lawyer, and the defendants and the prosecution all sit down and kind of try to hash things out. And then after that, if there's still no guilty plea, it's expected that he'll be going to trial sometime in April. And if he does go to trial, you can bet your bottom dollar that Friends of Humanity will be putting together our press credentials and covering that. It would definitely be an interesting thing, and I'd like him to have to face us every day, because he knows what he did is disgusting. So here's Robert Robertson's new home, the Kennebec County Jail. What's up, everybody? So if you want to drop Robert Robertson a line, let him know about your thoughts on the creepy, awful shit that he's done. This is the place to send it. Now, if you ask me, this place, by comparison to where he was living, his apartment, honestly, it's probably a fucking upgrade for him. I mean, minus the facts that he can't have sex with. Basically, he made videos describing himself having sex with basically baby dolls. I'm not talking sex dolls in the sense of like what you would get at an adult bookstore or something like that. I'm talking about like the kind of dolls you would get in the baby's toy section at Walmart. Just like epically creepy shit. So we told you guys we'd keep you posted. We'd let you know, as things progress. But yes, Robert Robinson is still in jail. He had a court appearance just a few days ago. He's got another one coming up on March 12th. And that's going to be right up here at the courthouse, which is right next to the Kennebec County Jail. So he won't have far to go. Not much fresh air for Mr. Robinson. And assuming that there's no guilty plea, it's on in April. It's on, and I'm sure it's not going to end well for Mr. Robinson. And then the other good news. Joseph Martelli finally got put in the nut house. At least that's what we hear. That's what we understand. And that definitely puts a smile on my face, too. We're talking about a guy that told me I should hang my children. Literally. But when we went to Niagara Falls, he didn't want to meet up. Funny how that works. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We'll keep you guys updated we're finally starting to slow down with work, so we'll likely be able to start catching some more creeps, doing creepy shit, and we'll be sharing those experiences with you guys. So take care.